There is truly nothing more unserious than a bunch of female celebrities flying into space in a dong-shaped ship while claiming that they're astronauts saving humanity. But alas, that is 2025. In less scientific terms, this was the flight. Just the tip, just the tip.
I'm much better now that the ladies are back from space.
Thank you for having me. What were they up there, 10 minutes?
Katy Perry jumped out of the aircraft and kissed the ground in a painfully cringe moment that has been roasted online.
And guys, this flight into space was propped up as some sort of historic endeavor because this was Blue Origin's first female crew. It was the first all-female crew that had ever gone to space since 1963. And because of that, it turned into a whole girl power movement.
Oprah watching her best friend go to space.
Replicate that and understand that we weren't just taking up space, we were making space for the future. Yeah.
Oh my God.
10 out of 10 review.
Okay. I got.
See what happened when they went into space before we did an all-encompassing recap. And guys, it was better than I ever expected. I mean, the actual trip, the fallout, the PR crisis, it has been so juicy and incredible to see.
In 2025, we witnessed what might be the most unintentionally hilarious, historic moment in celebrity culture. Katy Perry, Gail King, and a group of rich, powerful women soared into space for a grand total of 11 minutes. And the internet? Oh, we had a field day. Brett Cooper didn't just roast the event, she absolutely torched it. Let's break down the chaos, the comedy, and why this trip might have been the final nail in the coffin for pop feminism.
So last Monday, we all watched as Blue Origin took its 31st flight into orbit with an all-female crew, which included Katy Perry and Gail King, aka Oprah's best friend, because that's the only reason we know Gail King, and Lauren Sanchez, who is Jeff Bezos' fiance.
So this Blue Origin flight was being hyped for months. It was framed as a once-in-a-lifetime, all-female, history-making space mission. But in reality, they went up, floated for 3 minutes, and came right back down. That's it. This wasn't NASA, it was space tourism, with better lighting and Instagram filters.
I wanted to talk about this on the show probably for months at this point, but I've been waiting to watch this actually transpire to see what happened when they went into space before we did an all-encompassing recap. And guys, it was better than I ever expected. I mean, the actual trip, the fallout, the PR crisis, it has been so juicy and incredible to see. There was so much PR. We had been talking about it for months. Everybody was taking it so seriously because it was going to be this profound and impactful endeavor on society. These 6 women being thrust into space like
Brett thought they were heading to the International Space Station. Turns out, they barely made it to the edge of orbit. Imagine all that press for a glorified elevator ride.
I literally thought that they were going to space for a few days. I thought that they were in training for months, that they were going to go up to the International Space Station. Like, I've never paid attention to the Blue Origin flights. Like, that's Jeff Bezos' company. It's space tourism. I had no idea what was going on, but I literally thought that this was a serious endeavor. But no. The trip was 11 minutes long. Just take a look at this graph. They leave Earth, they pop right up just into orbit so that they can look down and see Earth, and then they immediately come back down. Like, they experienced zero gravity and weightlessness for about 3 minutes. And they did all of this in a spaceship that literally looks like a wang. Like, even their graph here looks like just the tip, which is basically what they did. They just got to the tip of space, and then they came back down. Like, basically, in less scientific terms, this was the flight. Just the tip into space for Gail King and Katy Perry.
The trip was branded as a win for feminism, a girl power moment that was supposed to inspire women everywhere. But Brett couldn't help laughing at the whole thing. Her words, just the tip into space. Instead of empowerment, it came off like a bachelorette party in zero gravity, complete with selfies, screams, and Katy kissing the ground like she just survived a war zone.
While they were screeching about girl power and taking up space and inspiring women, we have been making fun of them for over a week.
And surprise, Katy Perry was literally using the trip to plug her next tour. She held up a set list while floating in space. It wasn't about exploration, it was about exposure.
I think that they had also decided that this was a lot more important than it actually was. And when I say they, I am specifically talking about Katy Perry and Gail King and Lauren Sanchez, who are the real culprits here of this PR fiasco, because they were the ones who really turned this into their feminist rallying cry. Like, this was their way to make their billionaire, celebrity, elitist joyride feel important and to garner more attention, and they were willing to do whatever it took to make that happen. And the message that they landed on that was going to be so important and impact all of us was that them going on this, again, 11-minute joyride where they would experience 3 minutes of weightlessness in actual space was that they were going to teach women. They were going to teach all of us how to take up space. This was actually something that they were doing for all of us.
For Brett, that was the ultimate cringe, turning a billionaire-funded 11-minute PR flight into a campaign for pop stardom. Online backlash was swift and brutal. Left, right, apolitical. Everyone joined in to say, really? This is what you're calling a feminist milestone? People roasted the idea of celebrities taking up space, while others couldn't even afford groceries. No matter who you voted for, nobody was buying the whole "we're doing this for women" thing.
I don't want to spend this entire episode just making fun of these women because, look, I'm glad that they had a great time. These are rich women, they are celebrities, they can do whatever they want with their money. Jeff Bezos can do whatever he wants with his money. I'm glad that Gail conquered her fear of flying because apparently she is incredibly anxious, and Oprah always talks about how Gail is so anxious. So, good for her. I'm glad that Katy Perry reached her dream of going to space, which was apparently a dream of hers, but this was not some big leap for women. Like, that is utterly ridiculous to us.
Ironically, some of the harshest words came from other rich celebrities like Emily Ratajkowski and Olivia Munn, who called the trip tone-deaf and wasteful. But Brett quickly reminded viewers, these women fly private jets too. So the hypocrisy, off the charts. Emily even filmed her rant about environmental destruction from a luxury Sprinter van.
Like, Katy Perry, she literally kissed the ground as she exited the spaceship after being gone for 11 minutes. Just watch.
Katy!
Woo! So she skips off of the ship. She's holding up a daisy in her arms as if she's holding up her microphone, as if she just performed in concert. She's kissing the freaking ground. Again, when she was gone for 11 minutes. Like, imagine being one of the astronauts who was just stuck up in space for over 9 months, and you watch this celebrity pop star twirling daisies and skipping and flipping her hair and kissing the ground because she's so happy to be home after she was literally up in space for 3 minutes. Because of feminism. Because it's feminism, because she's changing the world. I mean, it's just so ridiculous.
Trying to do damage control, Gail King said calling the flight a ride was misogynistic. According to her, we'd never call a male astronaut's mission a ride. Brett's response? When you're wearing a designer suit and screaming like you're on a roller coaster, yeah, we're gonna call it a ride.
But Katy did not stop with just kissing the ground, because after that, she gave a very, very strange, kind of Kamala Harris-inspired monologue about just feeling so connected after this entire experience.
I feel super connected to love. So connected to love. I think this experience has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give, and how loved you are until the day you launch.
Wow, thank you so much. I mean, truly, Dana Lash said it best. You cannot understand a word that this woman is saying.
It was the most tone-deaf, elitist response imaginable. Brett called it exactly what it was, a PR disaster made worse by out-of-touch defensiveness. This entire stunt, Brett argues, signals the end of what she calls pop feminism, that watered-down, performative version of feminism where slogans matter more than substance. Taking up space, belonging, higher energy. The messaging was vague, fluffy, and ultimately meaningless. At a time when real issues need attention, this felt like a shallow attempt to stay relevant.
Why this mission was so important, again, for women.
I hope they can see the unity that we modeled and replicate that and understand that we weren't just taking up space, we were making space for the future. My journey has always been about love and belonging, and I think that we have all felt that sometimes we weren't worthy or we didn't belong in certain ways, no matter all the accolades, no matter all the studying. no matter anything. And I think today we all said it, like, we belong here.
I mean, guys, there's another minute in that clip, and I have no desire to continue watching it or showing it to you because she says nothing of any importance. She belongs, she made space, she felt love, she's inspiring change, she is bringing unity. I mean, that's the only thing she got right. She unified the entire country, the entire world, in laughing at this incredibly stupid flight.
Brett's final message: the public doesn't want to be lectured by elites who are so far removed from everyday struggles. If you're going to space for fun, own it. Be entertaining. Don't pretend you're saving the world. And maybe, just maybe, leave the speeches about unity and love on the launch pad next time.
Again, I really don't think she cares because she took up space, and that is all that matters.
It's not about me. It's not about singing my songs. It's about a collective energy in there. It's about us. It's about making space for future women and taking up space and belonging.
I mean, again, it's a bunch of hubbub. It is literally a bunch of nothing. Her higher power, it's a collective energy. She's singing in space for us. Are we all grateful? Do we feel the power of taking up space and belonging because Katy Perry went up into space for 3 minutes and sang "Oh, What a Wonderful World" and stared into the camera like she was on Xanax? That's literally what we saw.
So, yeah, Katy Perry went to space. But what she really launched was the collective eye roll of the year. And as Brett Cooper made perfectly clear, if this was the future of feminism, we might need to take a different rocket. Be sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Was this inspiring, or just space junk in a sparkly disguise?